Hi, my name is Regala. I'm a student from Year 10A, and my personal project is the Plastic Project. The goal of my project is to find an alternative for plastic using household products or waste, be able to design a usable product, and demonstrate my recipe through a workshop in my school community. My project is closely related to the global context, scientific and technical innovation, and its strand, how humans use their understanding of scientific principles. This is because I will be innovating a recipe on how to make biodegradable plastic with food waste that you can find at home and items that you can find at your local grocery store or pharmacy.
To make this video much easier to digest, I'll give you a tour on my personal project journal. So let's go! The first stage of my project was the planning and investigation stage. I wanted to do something related to plastics and the environment but didn't know exactly what. I first did research on the relevance of the topic globally. Here's what I found. Sources listed on my Instagram post and more information listed on my Instagram post. First, Indonesia is the second country with the most unmanaged waste that pollutes the ocean. Second, the world produces 175,000 tons of waste a day, which contributes a lot to, of course, pollution and global warming. 3. By 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the ocean. Currently, there are 7 times more microplastic than there are planktons in the ocean. From here, I didn't really know where to go, until I stumbled across a video from greenplastics.com on how to make biodegradable plastic. Immediately, I was intrigued. I consulted with my mentor about the vague idea, and she said that it wasn't exactly challenging if it was just that recipe, and I was also lacking an audience for my project. So, after a lot of discussion and thinking, I came up with a goal that combines my love for science and experimentation while also focusing on my community. Considering my personal project, I would need way more resources other than websites. So I ventured ebooks, journals, and I also conducted an interview with Ibu Wina Setiadi, the owner of Wina Home Food, a very health and environmentally centralized restaurant and catering service. I asked her how she manages her waste since she strives to be a zero-waste restaurant. She said it wasn't exactly hard, but it's definitely costly and time-consuming. She switched out single-use plastic with biodegradable plastic, wooden and steel cutlery, glass bottles, and using hand-folded leaves instead of tiny plastic packaging. She made these gradual changes as her restaurant profits and expands. Though these changes did make the prices more expensive, she didn't find any problem with sales. If she has extra plastic waste or plastic packaging, she sends it to Waste for Change, a recycling company in South Jakarta. The interview with her was particularly useful to get an insight on how to effectively manage waste, which will be useful to inform my audience during the workshop, and also myself. To see the relevance of the issue in my community, I decided to conduct a survey with my friends and see how much plastic they consume in a week. Here are a little bit of the results. More information on my Instagram post again. The survey results received 73 responses, and the average person uses 14.5 items of plastic per week, the lowest person having only 1 item, while the most being 73 items. The total waste that was calculated throughout this whole experiment was 1,120 items of plastic. That's a lot. The experiment was both frustrating and excruciating because of my procrastination and my experiments always failing. I searched through different websites, but I mostly referred to the greenplastics.com for the ratio, which was 1 tablespoon of powdered starch, 4 tablespoons of water, and 2 teaspoons of both vinegar and vegetable glycerin. To make it cheaper, accessible, and use less plastic, I decided to switch out the powdered starch with food scraps, like rice and potatoes, which had a high starch content and are common food waste in Indonesia. But since potatoes were a lot creamier in texture, it was hard to achieve that glue look that the powdered starch and water had in greenplastic.com's video. As such, I continued with just rice since it had that glue look in the first attempt. To cut 4 to 5 failed attempts short, I found the final recipe. To see more of my process, you can check my Instagram post. I posted the results and the table results. From here, all I needed to do was find out if my plastic was sanitary. So I asked a couple of my science teachers Well, mostly I asked Ibu Ini Lintang, which is my biology and chemistry teacher, and she said that the vinegar was already enough to quote-unquote sanitize it. Since I was running out of time, I didn't really check with other resources and just relied on that fact. And I continued on to prepare for my workshop, which was the presentation, reflection forms, items, and of course, my confidence, because I wasn't very good at talking to large crowds of people. But at last, I finally did my workshop. Throughout this project, I definitely developed my thinking skills from the experiments, my research skills also from the experiment, and my communication skills from the workshop. It was very nerve-wracking, but it really put me out of my comfort zone. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you like it. If you want to give any feedback or have any questions, just comment them on the Instagram post, which with my name, under my name and the plastic projects. So thank you so much.